There are growing concerns over China's influence in Taiwan's future. During a meeting in Singapore over the weekend, China's defense minister lashed out at the U.S., accusing Washington of supporting the island's independence and interfering in Beijing's affairs. Senior foreign correspondent Elizabeth Palmer takes a closer look.
We will defend our interests without flinching.
The U.S. Defense Secretary made this statement against a background of military muscle flexing off China's coast. Chinese warplanes have flown threatening sorties almost daily around the island of Taiwan, while U.S. warships patrol the South China Sea. At last, this weekend, the two adversaries met face-to-face in Singapore. The Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin, sat down with his Chinese counterpart, Wei Fenghe, for some frank discussion and laid out the U.S. position.
The Department of Defense will maintain our active presence across the Indo-Pacific,
which means using the vast resources of the U.S. military to defend allies like Japan and South Korea and to discourage Chinese expansion. 360,000 Americans are stationed across the region. At Kadena Air Base in Japan, huge planes carry out mid-air refueling to keep surveillance aircraft aloft. Eyes in the skies watching China's fast-growing military, which in turn is watching the U.S. For now, any hostilities are just exercises. Here, a platoon of Marines is practicing at a training facility in Okinawa. But there is a real flashpoint, the island of Taiwan, which considers itself independent, but China considers its own. In case anyone dares to split Taiwan from China, said General Wei, the Chinese army will not hesitate to go to war and fight to the end. An ominous message which he underlined by pointing to advanced weapons, including nuclear missiles, that are now part of China's arsenal.
So Liz Palmer is joining me now from Tokyo. I don't know how seriously to take this, Liz. Is China's aggressive rhetoric likely to actually lead to military clashes?
We all hope not. Certainly when you consider that the two defense ministers were face-to-face, it was a meeting that the Chinese had asked for, and it implies back-channel communication so that if there was a crisis, there'd be a way for the top leaders, military and political, to talk. So that's a good sign. Also, the huge relationship between the U.S. and China on trade means that military action would be enormously costly for both sides. That being said, there's been a lot of provocative flights by Chinese pilots, near misses. Just about a week ago, Chinese pilots came close enough to American allied Canadian planes in the air. These Canadian planes were doing surveillance of North Korean sanctions-busting activity down below, and the Chinese pilots flew close enough to, according to the Canadian pilots, show the Canadians the middle finger, which is pretty darn close. Now, if you've got that kind of fly past, the potential for an accident is huge, and that, of course, could spiral out of control. So, military conflict isn't imminent, but it's also uncomfortably tense.
Yeah, that's probably a great way to describe it. Listen, before I let you go, I want to ask you about something else happening in China. We're hearing more about COVID outbreaks. Now a new one in Beijing. Shanghai, which was open briefly, I read just the other day that sections are being shut down again as they try to sort of test everyone in the city. Could Beijing be locked down as well?
Look, there are in excess of 300 recent cases. That's high by Chinese standards, but it does seem as if the Chinese authorities are doing everything they can to not lock down as they'd locked down in Shanghai, because it would be politically unpopular and look bad. That being said, they're closing restaurants and bars in the hot zones and testing. In fact, a Chinese financial services company estimated that between April and June, China was going to administer 11 billion COVID tests, which was going to cost $26 billion. That's more than the GDP of Iceland, just to give you an idea of the scale. Unbelievable.
You got to wonder if they're going to keep up this zero tolerance approach. It's getting mighty expensive. Liz, thank you very much.